Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and on this video I want to share with you how faith allowed me to travel the world. I have been to 11 different countries, kind of like 13, but 2 of them like technically is separated from the country that kind of went back to the country. Either way, I went to 11 different countries, and all of them I was not prepared for. I didn't have the money to go to neither one of those places, but I was able to go, and it started by faith. So I want to share that with you today. But first, if you are new here and you don't know who I am, my name is Genisia, and I make videos to help you move from fear to faith, because that is what I've been doing for a long time. And if you're interested in that, please make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I would love to see you here more often. So I want to talk about 2 different trips that I took in this video. Both of those were a 3-country trip. The first one being Israel, Jordan, and Dubai. Now, this trip, I had no faith at all, like none. Like when they presented the trip to me and was like, hey, we're going to all these places, I was like, okay, cool. I hope y'all have fun. Like, I wasn't even considering it. I wasn't even thinking of it. I didn't think it was possible. I wasn't even trying to muster up any type of excitement, because I'm like, there's no way. There is literally no way I'm going on this trip. I think it was like 3,500, 3,600 was one of those high 3,000s. And I didn't have the money. I probably had like $500 to my name. That's normal. I usually always have $500 to my name. Not anymore, thank the Lord. But... And I was trying to hold on to my $500 to my name. I was not interested in spending it on no type of experience, no type of nothing. I wanted to keep my money. And I knew that it wasn't a possibility, so I didn't even get excited. But I did get excited for my friends and the people that I knew who were going to go on the trip. But for me, that wasn't happening. It was the money for me. So I heard about the trip probably like 4 months prior to when it was set to happen. And as we got closer to it, probably like, I want to say less than a month, maybe 3 weeks closer to it, my friend started telling me about how she's going and how she got the money to go. And I was like, oh, I don't know. It started to sound like something I would actually want to go to, because prior to that, I have traveled before and I love to travel. I just don't like to pay to travel, and I usually don't have the money to travel. So if travel happens to me. I don't happen to travel, I don't know if that makes sense. But I really actually started to be like, I kind of want to go on it. Like, the people kept coming, telling us about the things that we would be doing on the trip and the activities and the stuff we would see. And I was like, oh, this would be really fun. And I started to actually want to go, like 2 weeks before everything was due. And then one particular day, I was at the hairdresser and I was reading this book, and he was sharing a story in the Bible about the woman with the issue of blood and how she got the faith and the courage to go touch Jesus so that she can be healed. And I seen that she didn't just have the faith to do it. She also coupled that with works. Like, she literally stepped out of herself and went to go do it. And this revelation just like flooded my entire body. And in that moment, I was like, I want to go. And I have the faith that I can actually go. And I was like, but I have to do the work if I want to go. So I found faith in that moment. It came out of nowhere. And then I also felt the responsibility to do the work. So I literally went home. I went through everything in my house. I found what I could sell. I sold TVs. I sold VCRs. Yes, VCRs. This is a while ago. I sold clothes, the Plato's Closet. They be trying to steal your money. And whatever I could find, I did a GoFundMe campaign for people to help me. Some money came through from family members and my grandparents. And the biggest thing that I got money from, was it 2,000? I think I got 2,000 or 1,900, something like that, from selling gold. So when I was young, I used to be like dripping with gold earrings. I used to have like 5 necklaces, bracelets, anklets, whatever could be gold on your body, I had it, and a lot of it. And so when I got older, I stopped wearing it as much, but I never did anything. So I would just keep it in my drawer. And I looked through and I was like, I'm all at this time, the We Buy Gold commercials were like always on TV. So I was like, I can sell this gold. I was like, I don't wear it no more. And all of it was gifts. I've never paid for it. So I was like, I can sell the gold. I went to that place. I thought I was going to get like $200. Like, I didn't know how much gold was worth. When he said 1900, my mind was blown. My mind was blown. So that was the majority of what I needed. I still needed a little bit more. I was able to get the money to at least go. I think I still owed like $500 when I got back that I needed to make a payment on. But they allowed me to go on the trip with just that money. And it literally, none of that was apparent to me until I actually got the faith to do it. And then I did the work to do it. So yeah, so I was able to go on that trip, and I'm so thankful for the people who partnered with me and gave me money for that, because that was very vital when I was growing my faith, was people stepping out and saying like, hey, I'll give you $100. Hey, I'll give you $50. Like, to know like you're not alone in it. That was amazing. And I wouldn't change anything with that trip. Now, the second trip that I want to talk about was another 3-country trip. And that one, I went to Thailand, China, and the Philippines. And that one, contrary to the other one, I started with faith. Like, I was making plans about going. I was having meetings with other people who wanted to go on the trip, and they was like, okay, this is how we're gonna raise the money. This is how we're gonna, try to go. And I was so excited, because I'm like, I've seen God do this so many times before. I was like, I'm going on this trip. Like, I was bold as a lion. I did all the same things that I did to go on my other trip. I tried to sell everything. I tried doing a Kickstarter campaign this time, because I was like, I'm gonna turn it into a documentary, blah, blah, blah. I did kind of, turn it into a film a little bit. I printed letters and I put it on everybody's door in my neighborhood. I was like out here, because I was like, I know that I gotta couple my faith with my works. And I had my faith and I was doing my works, and nothing was coming through. We get to the month of the trip. I probably was planning 4 months ahead, 3 months ahead maybe. And I was barely getting anything. It was another trip where I needed like over 3,000. And I think I had like 500. Last time I got over 3,000 in 2 weeks. This time it was 3 months and I only had $500 that I had raised. So I was like really discouraged, and I just had a temper tantrum, and I was pissed off at God. I was like, Lord, you got me out here looking crazy. I'm believing I'm going. I'm shooting all these videos. I'm putting all these flyers on people's doors. I'm asking everybody to donate. I'm trying to do what I could do. I'm trying to raise money. I'm trying to work extra, jobs. I'm trying to do whatever I can do to get this money, and it's not happening. Like, this faith thing ain't working. And I remember the money was due on a Sunday, because I was going with my church. And that Saturday, I had cried my eyes out the entire night. I was so sad. I was depressed. I was feeling like I had failed. I had felt like God had failed me. I felt like everything was wrong, but I felt like I did everything right. That was the first time that I felt like I did everything right. And then I cried the whole night. I was so mad. I don't know if I was like yelling at God, but I was probably like, I don't know. I was pretty pissed. So I was saying some stuff, I wouldn't repeat. And I came to church, and they brought everybody up who was going on the trip, and they was, going to pray for us or whatever for protection, because we were going, it was a human trafficking trip. So we were going to really help a lot of the girls in Thailand exit out of human trafficking. I was like, God, I'm doing this trip, and it's like a mission trip, and like, this is a trip for you. Like, this is not a trip where I'm just going to see stuff. Like, I'm trying to go, because I really want to help these women, and, all you know, everything that we had planned to do there. So we get to the front, they're praying over us, and I just break down crying because I have been crying all night. So my eyes are red and I just cry more. And I think as I was crying, people thought I was like in the spirit. Like people thought like I was really feeling the prayer. Like, oh Lord, yes. But I was really crying like, oh Lord, you failed me. Like I was crying for sadness, not for like being happy or whatever for going. And then I went and sat down, and this guy who was my friend at the time, he's an older guy, and he tapped me on the shoulder and he was like, what's wrong, Genisia? And I was like, I can't go on a trip. This is so sad. I didn't say those words, but something like that. And he was like, well, how much do you need? And I was like, I need $1,700. Was it $1,700 or $2,700? I think it was $2,700. And he was like, he thought about it real quick. And he was like, I can give you 1,000. And I was like, it doesn't matter because I need 2,700, so 1,000 is not gonna do anything. And he was like, yeah, you're right. That's a good point. And then he was like, okay, I'll give you 2,700. And I was like, really? Like my tears dried up real quick. And he was like, yeah, like how do I pay it? And I was like, on the computer. So we went to the computer and he put in his credit card information and gave me $2,700 that day to go on my trip. And that was the day that the money was due. The money was due like by midnight Sunday. And that was like probably like 1 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Both of those trips required faith. Both of those trips happened completely different. And I wouldn't change a thing about either one of those because I learned something very valuable in both of those situations. Even the one where I felt like I had failed and I had lost hope and I had lost faith, I realized something very important in that, and it helped me to not even give up even to the last minute. And also just realizing that stuff doesn't happen the way that I want it to happen, and God doesn't have to show up the minute or the day that I want him to show up. But all things work out for my good. And so I just wanted to share those two stories with you and share how faith allowed me to travel. Those were just two examples of trips. I have other examples of other trips. And I made a video that you can watch if you want to watch that as well. So I want to encourage you, like if you want to travel somewhere, if you want to go to another country, if you want to, you know, move to another place, if you want to do, you know, whatever you want to do, it is definitely possible. And I have a free masterclass that I made called the 5 Signs That God is Calling You to Take a Leap of Faith. If you feel like you want to do something amazing, if you feel like God has called you to do something, and you're just scared and you just don't know what to do next, and you don't even know if you know that you know, like if you're sure that you're sure, and you want to get like more faith and you want to just make sure that you're confident in your decision, I think this masterclass would really help you. The link is in the description. You can take it anytime. It is completely free. And I really hope it helps you out. And I really hope this video helps you out and inspires you to step out there, and that everything may not go as planned or perfect, but it will work out for your good. And if you enjoy this video, please leave a comment down below and let me know. I enjoy really talking to y'all and, you know, hearing from y'all. And if you are not subscribed here, please make sure that you subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. It really helps my channel. And I thank you so much for being here and taking the time to watch this video. I'll see y'all later. Bye.